Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears and live an awesome life. Oh, yay! I'm going to give you the tools to manifest anything. We're doing it. All right. We have to have a talk because I want you to know that you will have thoughts, even no matter how awakened you are. You will have thoughts that maybe this is all made up crazy stuff and that we are wacky and, and the world really is just a material thing and with violence and wars, and that we're just off in some woo-woo, disbelief. What do you call it when people are denial? So I want you to know that you're not in denial. This is real stuff, okay? And then you see things and then you're like excited, like this is real, I feel it, and then you'll question yourself and think, this is weird and crazy stuff, because it's the unseen. No one can prove any of the things that we're feeling and experiencing. But I want to just remind you once again that I base everything off of quantum physics when I speak. I base everything off the fact that we are actually creating our own reality, and that everything is a hologram. In other words, everything is everything else. Everything is contained in everything. All right, so your entire body is contained in one cell. Everything is a reflection of the whole. Everything, one energy. That's quantum physics, meaning it's all connected, meaning that it is all reacting constantly. And it's not even reacting, it's just one thing happening. I was told many years ago, there's no such thing as time, and everything is one thing happening. Not at the same time, like a bunch of things. It's just one thing happening. I know, okay, let's not even go into that. I had to really think through that one. Thinking, probably not the best thing to do. You will question yourself as to whether or not this is real, and then you're going to see stuff happen in this material world that's going to make you question yourself. Like, wait a minute, wars haven't stopped, or people haven't stopped being idiots or shooting each other up. There's third density that's going to go on. It's going to keep going. Not every single person is going to ascend because they're just not choosing it. They can. And what if that happened? That'd be really cool, right? But I don't have that control, and neither do you. We all have individual choices of our experiences here. We are collective, but your higher frequency will affect them. So if somebody is thinking about doing something really stupid, they may think twice and say, you know what, I really don't want to, go get drunk tonight, or cheat on my spouse, or, hit somebody or steal. They're going to start thinking twice. They're going to feel differently. And so they get to make their own choice. But that collective energy affects them. This is why it's so important for us to keep ours high and not question that this is real. I'm talking science, so I want you to think science, right? Science is that I'm controlling my reality. I can actually create it. I can create a world of peace. I can actually manifest anything in my life. Remember, you're playing a role that you agreed to in advance. So I've told you this before. If you don't look like George Clooney, you're not going to manifest looking like George Clooney. You didn't choose George Clooney. You're going to have to, transcend to the next life and then come back looking like George Clooney. You chose this body and this experience, so you must follow through with that. That's the whole material world, laws that we agreed to play by. All right, once we came here, it's like, this is my role. You got to follow it through. So don't be trying to switch roles. Well, you could, you could just transfer into something else, but follow through with this. You don't get out of anything. I'm sorry, you don't get out of anything, so you might as well do your best in whatever you have right now. So I just want to tell you, you are affecting everything. Everything is a wave that is transformed into whatever, into a particle by way of your focus. All right? So if you focus on something and you have a belief behind it, this is why when we focus on things and we don't have a belief behind it, it won't happen. People say, it doesn't work. What do you mean doesn't work? It's always working. If it didn't happen for you, then there you go. You didn't believe it. You're like, oh, I'm going to get the new job. And you're back here going, I'm not qualified for the new job. So that's your indicator that something must change. But it's always working. So we are always creating. Everything in your life you created. Everything. Nobody imposed anything on you. Nobody does anything to you. You get to interpret all of those things too. All put in your pathway for your benefit. So I want you to know, if you are questioning this, if you think, this is just crazy stuff, especially if the spirituality is new to you, then I want you to just sit back and realize we're talking science now. Go look up quantum physics and see what they're doing. It will blow your mind. They're doing some stuff that's so off the charts. Nothing's separate. You can pull anything apart and it reacts completely the same as if it's one unit. This is the same with us. We are totally connected. And this is why people call you when you think of them or show up or things happen. You have to be an open gateway in this. Everything is your thoughts and your focus. Everything's coming from that. All of it. So that's real stuff. Meaning that if you raise your frequency, what does that mean? Your vibration. What happens when you raise your frequency? Happier. You connect with other higher frequencies. Higher frequencies are higher to light. Right? Higher to light is pulling away from density. What's density? Ego. Thinking of separation and self. The less you think you're separate, the less you go into that ego, the more you open up to freaking miracles. And I'm telling you, you can do them. You could do them today if you wanted to. You have to know it. You got to know it. This is real. So why aren't we believing? This is the amazing part for me. It's like, this stuff's proven. People have done stuff that are like mind-blowing. And we're not believing it. Well, it's law of attraction. No, it's not law of attraction. It's quantum physics. It's been proven now. Law of attraction is some other thing out there we've made up that made sense. But now science has proven it's not just some thing that sort of seems to connect to whatever we're thinking about. It's real science. And it's not being attracted to you. You're switching your reality. You're switching into it. You're going into the frequency. You're creating. You're creating everything in your world. And what you do affects everybody else. It has to. It's all connected. And we're all players in it. All right? That's why you can't make somebody do something. Somebody private message me. How do I get somebody to text me? I will not respond to that. Get out of your ego. When you do that, then we can talk. So this is where we don't even hear ourselves trying to manipulate and get what we want. Get out of it. Pull out of it. I'm telling you, when you go into that space, that quantum field where there is nothing out there but power beyond your imagination. When I say nothing, I mean none of the disempowering thoughts, the separation, the judging, all this stuff. When you go into that field, it is so perfect and pure. And then you have a thought, and it happens. And it happens. Now, something else you can ask for is acceleration. So when you get into that space, be careful of that. Eckhart Tolle did that, and Oprah called him. So you better be ready for it because, if it does happen, it's like, know what you're asking for. So again, don't let your ego get away from you and realize the ego's dictating the quantum field. And it may be on a lower frequency, so whatever you ask for may not be so pleasant. Oh, money, that's great. Do you know what's going to come with that? And if it comes from a lower frequency, there may be some other things involved in that aren't very spiritual or good for the planet or you. But you know what? There's no right or wrong. You can't make a mistake. But I think we're done with all that stuff, aren't you? So this is real. If you start to question yourself, if you've gotten into something that's like, I think I'm, my friends, everybody thinks I'm crazy, right? Mine don't. But I'm just saying, if your friends think that, then you have to stop and say, okay, wait a minute. This is science. This is science. And I don't have to talk woo-woo with them. I don't even have to share that stuff with them, right? You just say, this is science. Did you know? It may blow their mind. They may not even know this, that science has proven that you can change matter with a thought. It's all the other stuff we're doing around that blocks us from that thought coming into the matter the way we desire, because we've got all these other thoughts going on. All right, this is starting to sink in. So you're not crazy. Focus on the science behind it and master it. And do your best. That's all we can do. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Hey, if we're all cray-cray, I claim it. Namaste.